So who talks first? You talk first? I talk first?
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Who Talks First. I am one of your hosts, CT.
And I am your other host, Solo.
My chair is so squeaky.
Oh, well.
I just leaned back to get into podcast mode and it just is the absolute worst. So, this week's episode, we are going to go back to Star Wars because it's been a few weeks since we've had a Star Wars podcast. And both of our chairs are just falling apart.
No, that was my water, sorry.
Oh, was it?
My water papping.
Oh, man. So, we're going to talk about a couple things. The first one being the shareholders for Disney got to see a sneak preview
Jealous.
of The Last Jedi.
Why aren't we shareholders?
I actually do own some stock in Disney.
Do you?
But
Not enough.
Not enough to go to that. I own a very small stock in Disney. I get like $25 a quarter.
Woo!
Disney, making that Disney money.
Hey man, if that goes into savings, that's a lot of money. It'll add up.
Sure, I don't know how stocks work.
Me neither.
This is just something my mom did for me when I was like 10. And
That's
every now
cute.
and then I get a little check that's like, no, I don't think I was 10, I think I was a baby. That's very on topic. Anyway, so shareholders got to see some footage from The Last Jedi. Squeaky chair, apologize for that if you can hear it. And we're going to discuss some of the things that are in that. Or this list of all the shots that were apparently covered. The first shot in the preview.
This is gonna be really embarrassing if this is all made up.
This is just all crap.
It was just someone lying
It
and trolling.
seems really reliable because a bunch of people said this.
Right.
But
they just grabbed the shareholders and they were like, tell everyone this. Totally lie. We're going to see which one of you
even though
snitches.
there's nothing... Oh, that's clever, though.
Yep.
We're going to see which one of you snitches. Like, this is totally private. And then they're like, oh, all of you lied.
Yep.
So there we go. The first shot, as described, was an interior shot from Star Wars The Last Jedi featuring Luke Skywalker in some sort of cave or maybe a stone hut seen on the island saying, "Who are you?" to Rey. Which... I mean, I'm not saying thank God, but
there's strong leaning towards her not being a Skywalker.
Which again, I'm hoping. I don't want to I won't say the theory is dead. I won't say the theory is dead until on screen Luke is like,
I have no child and never had any relations with any women ever,
and there's no possible way, and they take Rey's blood and be like, this is your DNA, you have no relation to us whatsoever.
Yep.
I'll need that to happen before... I love Star Wars, don't get me wrong, but I do not trust them.
Nope.
They've been doing a very good job so far.
They could betray us at any moment, and that's the only reason I don't own a Rey hot toy.
I'm just waiting for the betrayal, but...
Just like Anakin! This has been it the whole time!
You're clipping already, man!
Hey, man! I had very strong feelings just then.
Remember, this leak that came out forever ago, that,
No!
of when Rey is like, are you my father? And Luke's response is, no,
but you're my father. He's the reincarnation. She's the reincarnation of Anakin.
Rey.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. That's still to this day, my favorite leak. And you know what? If that happens...
It can't, because Pablo was like, no. This is the only one I'm going to say no to. No.
Garbage. But you know, if it was in that theater and that's what happened, I don't, later I would be at the time maybe I'd be really mad, but maybe later I'd be like, you know what?
Best comedy of all time.
The best comedy of all time.
This has been an elaborate
Star Wars
setup.
has just been a 40-year troll.
Yeah.
And actually there's no episode 9, it literally ends at Luke just being, no. You are my father.
And that's the end.
So bad. But it seems like, Luke does not know who Rey is. Mm-hmm. So, but again, there's no cutting out Rey Skywalker, because again, Vader didn't know his kid survived.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, there is this thing where a guy can just kind of cut and run.
Unfortunately, men can just,
cut and run.
They don't have to know about their kids.
Yeah.
Fun fact for, the 12-year-olds who are listening, they're like, wait,
what?
I'm like,
yeah, no.
You'll learn when you're older. Men don't necessarily know that they have kids.
They don't need to be there for more than, 30 seconds.
Yeah. But And also, if he did know he had a child, he hasn't seen her since she was, like, 5.
I still feel like I would still be mad because I'd be like, don't tell me that you don't recognize that Force signature.
Exact. Like, I agree with you completely.
Like, don't tell me Leia, who is not super good with the Force, knew about her baby. Don't tell me that Luke, who's gonna be the most OP Jedi of all Jedi.
Yes. Rey, or not Rey, but I saw this on a post on Tumblr, and I'm sorry I can't credit whoever wrote this, but because I was like, this is absolute genius, because right now they're establishing that Snoke has had this, like, control and, like, kind of been when Ben was in utero, like, torturing him in utero. Like, Ben is just a fetus, and, like, Snoke is kind of, like, torturing Leia or, like, sending dark side things to them. I'm sending the
dark side of the Force to you.
And so don't tell me that he got... And at that point, they didn't know that, the galaxy at large didn't know Luke and Leia were Vader's kids. I mean, Snoke probably knew, but...
Of course he did.
The galaxy at large didn't know. And so don't tell me that he targeted Leia's kid, but didn't target Luke's kid.
Right.
Like, just, that one slipped.
Oh, didn't know. I
didn't actually target the actual Jedi Force user's kid.
Yeah.
Alright.
That makes sense.
That's sexist, Snoke. Snoke is sexist.
He was like, that one's a girl. Can't target that one.
Nope, ain't gonna. She'll probably wear white. She's all about the light side. That's what happens. All Star Wars women wear light clothes. So.
I mean, yeah. But, I mean, Luke did too.
He did. But he
was an angel.
Then he wore black, but it was light on the inside the whole time. Woo! So again, there's still many ways to twist it so that Rey is still a Skywalker.
But again, it'll still be garbage.
It'll still be garbage. It's like, all this evidence that is coming out is very supportive of everything I want in the movies. But I can't become too attached to them.
Cause me neither.
Let me tell you about Zutara, man. It's been 70 years.
70 years since I fell in love with this water-bending girl and this fire-bending boy.
I wanted them to kiss.
They never did.
And there was a Nickelodeon magazine. I'm going to tell you about this, my little high school me. There was a Nick magazine, and there was a puzzle that was like, do you think Zuko and Katara belong together? Prove it by solving this puzzle. And
you did.
I proved it. I proved that Zuko and Katara belong together.
And then they were like, ha ha!
And then they took it away from me.
They broke your old granny's heart.
And there was also, like, a little description of Katara, like Katara's description. It ended with, like, a fortune teller once predicted that Katara would end up with a very powerful bender. Will it be the Avatar, or fate lead her in a more fiery direction? And I was done. I'm like, Zutara is fucking canon. And...
even though there was an or there, you were like, oh, the or means.
Or, well, it's like, or just is that, because they were just hinting that it could be Zuko. Because, I mean...
yeah, but they were also hinting that it could be him.
Well, I mean, it wasn't hinting, it's like, could it be the Avatar? Because obviously she thought it was the Avatar, like, in that episode. Or, and they were more subtle with the Zuko one, so you're thinking, oh my god, what a twist. And... fun fact. They broke your hat. They did. They broke my hat.
They broke your hat.
They did.
Your ship, your hat, and your knees.
And this is a major tangent, but again, that's just who we are.
This is the Knights of Rant.
Nickelodeon actually had a pitch Bible, not a pitch Bible, but this book they gave to Network all about shipping. I've seen it. It's hilarious, and it's basically them describing what shipping is to Network and how basically
they can make it break their show.
They can make it break their show. And how to torture their fans with it. Because they know that's what they're like, especially with Avatar, what they were glued with. So, they're like, ooh, we're going to tease this because we know it's going to get a lot of buzz and everything. Unfortunately, yeah, again, Zutara broke my heart. So I don't trust anymore.
I no longer trust.
I don't at all. So
Avatar ruined it all for me. Nickelodeon, you've ruined me.
It really did. I don't trust anything to go the way I want it to anymore.
But can you think back to in the day of all the people who were shipping Luke and Leia, and then they just that's a betrayal. I've heard
deep. Stories of this too, where everyone, because there were like people who were shipping Han and Leia. There was that argument being like, "How dare you? That's disgusting. She's obviously belongs with Luke." Because most guys who were into Star Wars probably related to Luke because he was the
scrawnier guy.
Yeah.
And Han was like the rugged, good-looking one. Mm-hmm. And they were like, no! Luke and Leia belong together. He's the hero and the underdog. And then...
then there you go.
Oh, that's his sister.
But you still got kisses.
Yeah, you still gotta make out.
You still got kisses.
You got...
Give me that, please.
You had face touching.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you got. That's more than most of my ships ever get.
Yeah, oh man. That end of season 2 finale of Avatar, aces. Anyway,
Star Wars!
Like Star Wars. So that was like the first thing in the trailer. God, we're gonna talk about the Han Solo movie eventually. It's been 10 minutes.
Are we?
Maybe we'll just talk about this. We'll see how long it goes. The second one is the second shot is Poe Dameron and his X-wing yelling, "It's now or never!" as it cuts back to BB-8. So
yay!
Poe's in it, BB-8's in it.
Poe and BB are
Shocked
together again.
about everything.
No way, but I totally thought BB-8 died.
The third shot is fighters flying through. Oh, can I read? Fighters flying through a lineup of the. I'm so tired. Resistance fighter flying.
Do you want me to read it?
Ships flying. There's airships in the air.
Good ships flying through bad ships?
No, there's just good ships flying through good ships.
Oh, okay.
Had a similar feel to Rogue One over Scarif.
Oh, okay, cool.
That's
it?
Yep. Chewbacca roars. I think we should really break this down.
Okay.
So it's gonna. I feel like it's gonna be more like a.
I think it's gonna be more like a.
Oh no, I'm feeling like it's really going to be a make or break moment in the film. I'm really surprised they put this in the trailer.
It's spoiler territory.
Yeah, this is really, 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 just...
We need to concentrate. Was it...
I'll make a theory video about this particular...
Or a... Like...
I think it's a little more triumphant, you know? We'll see. I mean, there's too much to talk about it right now. I mean, so many open-ended questions, and we just don't have time for that, but we're moving on. The next one is a shot of Captain Phasma, and we knew Phasma was going to be in the movie. Ooh, I didn't read this one.
What?
The next one is Finn dressed as a stormtroop officer on the bridge of a First Order ship.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Is he an infiltrate?
Ooh, and the next one, and the shot also has actress Kelly Marie Tran standing next to Finn, also dressed in a First Order uniform.
And you know that there's gonna be a line.
Yep.
Aren't you a little short to be a stormtrooper?
But she's just in a First Order uniform. Oh. So are you a little short for a officer or something like that?
Oh.
I didn't read that one before because
maybe they'll just be aren't you a little short?
That clip doesn't surprise me because that's been leaked for a while. That Finn at one point wears a First Order stormtrooper uniform. So basically,
I mean, it makes sense.
It does, yeah. And they're obviously infiltrating somehow.
You'd be stupid not to use Finn to infiltrate something because he grew up there.
Yeah, and there was just like rumors about scenes of people congratulating him on his promotion because obviously
they didn't know that he even left.
And I think it's going to be an interesting plot point if they're really quiet about Finn leaving because they don't want the other stormtroopers to think that's possible.
Yeah.
So I think they can go... At first, I'm like, no, that's stupid. They would definitely be like, this guy's a traitor. Mm. And obviously there was Traitor who knew he betrayed everyone, but that was also one of Finn's only friends. Mm-hmm. Like, Finn didn't really have friends, but that was one of his, like, teammates. So obviously he's going to notice when Finn's gone. Mm-hmm. But they could also... I hope they go on the point where they're just super quiet about someone betraying them because they just don't want to put that idea into anyone's heads.
To think that anyone would want to leave. Because they'd be like, well, why would Finn want to leave? He was such a good... Wasn't he like a really good sniper?
Yeah, he was like the best shot in the First Order, which I wish they just had gone into that in the movie, but I'm sure they will. I
sure hope so.
In the next movie.
We've talked about it a million times that Finn needs more like actual attention in the next movie.
Mm-hmm. The next one is several shots of Rey igniting and spinning Luke's lightsaber.
Wow.
Wow, unexpected.
Who would have ever thought?
Rey's hand in slow motion with all 5 fingertips touching the ground and pebbles and dirt hovering around her hand.
Oh,
so she's
learning how to force.
So obviously there's going to be some force training. That was
our prediction that this is going to be the Rey Dagobah movie.
Yeah, it's basically going to be that. There was a shot of Leia turning to the camera with a hologram of a fleet behind her. An X-Wing flying into a hangar, possibly the Resistance's, since it looked like another X-Wing was parked there, with the nose of an X-Wing I'm not going to try to read this. Okay, guys, it's 10:30, and I know for a lot of people that's not late.
That's Courtney's, 5 a.m.
I've been up for a very long time. I had a hard day.
It was such a hard day. You went to the spa, and you got a facial?
Hey, man.
I'm gonna publicly shame you.
Hey there. But anyway, the shot on the next wing. And the last shot they have, there was also a wide shot of the island with Rey out in the point of the ridge practicing with her lightsaber as Luke is farther up in the ridge looking down towards her. So she's just practicing and Luke's like,
Luke's like, I don't like the way she spins that. She needs to spin it counterclockwise, not clockwise.
I hope that's what happened.
She needs a robot hand.
So a part of me wonders if this is going to be the trailer. I assume a lot of these clips are going to be in the trailer because I can't imagine they're going to release that many
new clips.
Yeah.
Because this has obviously already been leaked and they know that.
Obviously. And the people who talked about it online didn't word it like it was a trailer. They just kind of worded it like it was clips, but I have a feeling most of these clips will end up with a trailer because none of it gives very much away. I'm really excited to see Kelly Marie Tran. I'm really excited to see her.
Me too.
I'm glad she was in those clips, but characters we did not see. We did not see Kylo
at all,
and we did not see Snoke,
which makes sense because Kylo they need to show there are rumors that he's getting a new saber. Rumors that he's going to have the scar or not have the scar. He might have a completely different outfit, so that's why they're not going to show him.
Oh no, I'm actually going to be really surprised if we see much of Kylo at all in any of the trailers.
I don't think we will.
And
I think we'll maybe get the back of him. There's going to be so many people who are going to be like, see, he's not an important character. I'm like, no, it's because they're keeping him hidden. It's because it's spoilers.
Because his reveal in the second movie is going to be a big moment.
We're going to get back shots of him, and that's pretty much it, if we get that.
Because by now we have a lot of evidence that his first saber was wrecked. In I think both versions of the comic book, you see it get shot in half, and I can't remember what the third source was. It maybe was the script being like his saber broken, but in the most recent comic book adaptation, you actually see Rey cutting his saber in half.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool.
So
that I did not know.
Yeah. There's no guarantee that it's broken.
Because again, you could probably build it together. It was kind of a mess of scraps anyway. But probably
I just hope he makes a new one that's even more ridiculous than his first one. It's like a double-bladed, but
it's
also
like a
has
trident.
The crossguard. It's a trident.
He's like, here I am!
Like, how'd you do that? Like, it took a really long time, man.
I'm very good.
I'm very good at the Force.
I had a lot of time on my hands.
And we also hear that Snoke in this movie, because we're going to see Snoke not in a hologram as a puppet.
Yeah.
And
like a 7-foot tall puppet, right?
I am so, obviously he'll have some computer
of course.
Parts to him, but I'm so excited for this.
Me too.
Because him as a puppet is going to be creepy as hell.
It's going to be so
I already swore
good.
a bunch, but I don't care. It's going to be so creepy.
I think for Kylo, we'll just get, if we get a back shot, I think we're lucky. I think we might just get, audio clips of him over other characters.
Because, yeah, again, his reveal is the big one.
It's gonna be something like Uncle Luke or like
Luke?
Uncle Luke
I'm
or something.
Glook! Oh my god, can you please call him Glook? It's like great uncle. It's like Uncle Stan.
But he's not his great uncle.
I don't care. I just want him to be like Glook.
Glook. Maybe that's what he called him when he was younger.
Uncle Luke, and it just comes to Glook. There you go.
Uncle Luke.
And he still calls him that name, and Luke's like,
you're
a 30-year-old man.
Don't you shame me for my speech impediments.
Well, I mean, every time we do Kylo's voice, we do it like this.
This is Kylo's voice.
Yes,
He's going to be like Uncle Luke, and that's gonna...
You hurt my feelings, and he's like, you're wearing a new outfit. And
but yes, do you
the rumors of Kylo's new outfit is that it's very similar to Luke's outfit in Return of the Jedi. So, hopefully with the light on the inside.
Still with the light on the inside? The weird priest outfit?
Yes. It might be his outfit in the beginning of the movie where it's just kind of like black Jedi robes.
Okay.
Which is going to look sharp.
Yeah, it is.
I'm really excited, but sadly, I don't think we'll get much of Kylo in the trailers at all, just because, again, Like, I think he'll be wearing the mask again. I'm not sure if he gets it. Because then he might be getting a new mask. Because he left his mask on Starkiller Base. And unless, like, one of the troopers was like, he's gonna let this later.
You don't think he has more than one?
He might have more than one.
Because, like, it probably has more than one, right?
He's wearing, because it's all marked up the same way, so.
That's true, you're right.
Again, all conspiracy, so we'll have to see if, I'm sure they have, like, the 3D print file somewhere in the First Order that they can just, like, make another one.
God, just give him another one. Because Kylo's temper, don't tell me that he hasn't destroyed that thing 1 or 2 or 3 or 20 times.
Oh, and also, just to... Because on all the Star Wars Celebration badges, which ours should be coming in soon...
Can't wait for him.
Show up today. Did I check the mail? No, I did check the mail today. But, did you get your shipping notification?
No.
Oh, I got mine. So I wonder if they're doing it in rounds. Oh no, now I'm afraid. Because the rounds that people got, like, Rey, Finn, Poe, and Kylo, already went out, so...
Well, because you got a 4-day badge and I got 3 separate day badges, so maybe that's why.
I get Chopper, I'm gonna be so mad.
I'm gonna cackle.
We'll see who Matt and I get. But anyway, in all those badges, everyone's in their new outfits except for Kylo. Kylo's in his old outfit. So Rey's in her new outfit.
That's cool.
Finn's in her new outfit. I mean, Poe's just in his X-Wing outfit, so who's surprised? So I think, again, more evidence I think Kylo's look is going to be a bit of a...
What the threes? And that we're just going to be like, this is exactly what we thought.
Yep.
He's going to show up, he's going to be like, Glook! And then he's going to have the scar on his face.
Yeah.
And then he's going to be like...
Which very clearly he is going to have the scar.
Yeah.
There's no reason to have that, but...
And then we can just sit there and be like, see, he's the Skywalker, all you people who keep calling him not the Skywalker.
Yep.
He's the Solo. I'm like, no, he's the Skywalker of the movie. Poe is the Solo of the movie.
Yeah, well, if you're looking for your...
If you want your fast talking, charming... Okay, well, Poe's a little bit better of a guy than Han is, but he's essentially that character. He's like, I'm the witty one who, like, talks my way out of things, and if I can't talk my way, I shoot my way out.
There you go. That's me.
Poe.
And I think people are too like, demanding to put these characters in prior character boxes.
Yeah, they are.
Where I'm like, just because his last name isn't Skywalker doesn't mean he's not related to Darth Vader. This is about Darth Vader's family.
This is about a child being obsessed with Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Because it's his grandpa.
Yeah. And, like, instead of the Skywalker, like, saga, they should just call it the Vader saga, honestly, because that's... Even George Lucas is like, this... When the prequels came out, it's like, that's when you learn that this whole story is really just about Vader. And his family, and, like, because his last
That's
name...
why the universe feels so small, because it's all about him.
But anyway,
Drama queen,
that's what
Anakin.
happened in those clips.
Yeah, how exciting.
So now, let's talk about
The Han
the
Solo,
Han Solo
movie.
movie. So this is super early, our first prediction
Yeah.
movie, but they just started filming. One, I appreciate that the filming name for Han Solo movie is called Red Cup.
Yep, so creative.
That I had a good chuckle at that. So I'll be completely honest with you. I think the story that is going to be told here is a good story, but I don't necessarily think a film is the best way to do it. Because, like, I'll let you know, my nostalgia and my suspension of disbelief gets me a little bit. I'm
not going to be able to see someone who looks about the same age as Harrison Ford was in the original trilogy be played by someone else and me believe that that's Han Solo.
We've talked about this before. I would be way more gung-ho about this movie if they had chosen to do, like, a teenage Han Solo.
Yeah. Or at least early 20s.
Yeah. And the actor looks like he's, again, maybe a year or two younger than
Harrison Ford was in the original.
Ford.
Yeah.
And I just would have much preferred, like, a story of just, like, in the Aftermath series, Snap Wexley's in that a lot. And Snap's 15, and he does a lot in those books, and has, like, this whole... He's one of the main characters, and I think they could have done that with Han at that age, but...
Why are you going to make a middle-aged Han Solo movie? Why don't you give us if you're gonna give us a Han Solo movie, why don't you give us an origin movie? Or, like, a little bit into his, like, show us how he became what he was.
Like, I assume that's what this movie's going to be.
But it can't be!
But
he's so old!
But I just don't think that's gonna matter to
It's
them.
not gonna...
Like,
Guys, I'm sorry, I just don't think it's gonna be a good movie because of that.
And, again, I'm very excited that Lando's in it. That made me 1,000 times more excited because...
Yeah,
again,
I went from 0 to a 7.
There-
I'm like,
there-
ah, okay.
There you go.
I'm like, okay, I guess I'll watch it.
And it's a story that you knew existed because they've talked about, like, we have a pretty bad backstory. Like, we're
not really
we're
friends.
frenemies. That's who we are. So it's a good story to be told. It's all there. And how Chewbacca and Han met, that's also there. There's a bunch of great elements there.
But why are you doing
my
it
suspension-
so little before the original trilogy?
Yeah, my suspension of disbelief. Admittedly, it has a lot to me just being like a stubborn fanboy on forums, and
Well, I mean, just as, like, storytelling-wise, because there's no reason why it couldn't be earlier. We don't know anything about Han's origins at all. So, why not have made those take place earlier in his life? Just why not?
I have no. And I think having like Han and Lando as kids too would be hilarious.
Yeah.
And just knowing it's like, oh no, we've known each other for a long time.
We've known each other for a long time. We put up with each other for a long time. We keep our enemies close.
Mm-hmm.
We both know we're gonna stab each other in the back again soon.
That's just what happened. And I think this story would have been much more suited for again, I love animated TV shows, but animated TV show, like a Han Solo Adventures, like, show.
Yeah.
Where you see just young Han and Lando, like, traveling the world. But a book, comics. I understand that the comics and the books, like, aren't as big as the shows that you can just watch, but I'm trying to get more excited about it, but I get more and more worried because they recently cast
Daenerys' voice.
Daenerys
Targaryen.
Emilia Clarke
Ah.
as one of the leading ladies, and I'm so afraid they're going to give Han a love interest for this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I am so afraid about that. And so they're going to make it that his love interest dies, and that's why he's such a bitter, only out for myself kind of guy. And I'm like...
Because we've never seen that before.
Never seen that, man.
Yeah.
I don't like that, and I feel like that does lessen his love story with Leia.
Mm-hmm.
And especially where, in the terms of Star Wars as a whole, the biggest love story is Han and Leia. Like, and to downplay that, I don't like. I wouldn't mind if she was a love interest to Lando, or even if Han, like, kind of liked her, but she liked Lando instead, and that's maybe part of the reason, like, and then she died, and they were just kind of bitter at each other over that. They can go about it a good way. I just don't want her and Han to have this mutual love story where Han's heartbroken because the love of his life was taken from him, and that's why he's solo,
And then a few years later, he meets Leia, and they immediately get married.
Yeah, obviously I can't find the great words for it because...
Well, I just think if they go that route, it's gonna be so predictable and so boring, and it's just gonna reestablish every reason that I don't like Han Solo. I'm gonna be like, so he is just the basic douchebag that I thought he was this whole time.
Also, like, the Han Solo movie, he's supposed to be an asshole. If he's a good guy, if he has this redemption story in the Han Solo movie, it kind of really negates his character arc
In the originals. Yeah, absolutely.
So there's just a lot of...
He's supposed to be unlikable in the beginning. So if this is going to be an origin movie, unless you're making him young, and I then see how he becomes the bitter asshole that he is in the movies.
Or, like, he has to be that bitter asshole for 10 years, not 2.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I was hardened for 2 years.
And now I'm soft again. Like, no.
It's gonna
I'm still bitter over my breakup, and how long did that happen, Courtney? Like, come on!
I don't... that's my words for it.
And I'm not... this is gonna sound awful, but I'm not surprised that so many bad decisions are happening in a Han Solo movie, because I feel like fanboys They're like, this would be great, this would be... I'm like, no, think about it critically. Think about it critically. It would be a much better story if they were younger. It would have been a much better story if you just moved it back. And there's no reason that you can't, so just do it. It'd be better for actors. It's more believable. It would makes more sense storytelling-wise. It just,
Yeah,
I think bad choices are just going to be had in this movie. Besides,
and again, it could be a really good... Yeah, Don Glover's great, the best. And it could be...
it might be
a fine movie.
It's too early.
Who knows?
Guess.
I think someone was talking about that I just I'm excited for the novelization of it. And I'm like, I don't want this movie, but the novelization of it, I might be all over.
Might be.
And because I do feel like it's a story worth telling, just my directional choice and how I think they're maybe going is interesting.
I mean, granted, we only have the casting to go off of, but again, just age just makes me go, it's not looking good.
Yeah, the fact that they made them older, which again makes me feel like they're gonna make her a love interest. I want her to be an alien.
I want her to be an alien too. I want her to be a Twi'lek. She'd be such a good.
Not
Twi'lek.
that you obviously Twi'leks and.
Well, no, that doesn't have anything to do with anything. I just want her to be a Twi'lek.
Yeah,
I think that she'd be a beautiful Twi'lek. She'd be like, oh, you're kind of what I picture her to look like.
And then I want to see what they can do with alien makeup, especially the Twi'leks in nowadays.
I know.
Because we did get Twi'leks in the prequels, but I don't think there was any Twi'leks in The Force Awakens.
No, and it's killed me because I love Twi'leks and Togruta. She'd make a good Togruta too.
I just really like to see...
Why are there not more aliens in Star Wars?
Come on! You guys can do it, I swear!
Why? Okay, I get that The Force Awakens kind of took place in, 2 solid areas. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, where were...
There was Neon.
There's gotta be Twi'leks on Space Las Vegas.
Oh, there's gotta be Twi'leks in Space Las Vegas.
Because there's gonna have to be, Courtney. You can't not have the galaxy's hookers.
I like how you try to think of a...
I was like, what else can I say? There's nothing I can say.
No, they're the dances of the world. Because, there's Space Vegas, and that's basically confirmed.
But anyway, back to Han Solo. This cast is so white.
They're
like, here's Lando! I'm like,
I just love that original photo. Yeah, the 2 directors are in it, but it's just, the whitest cast. And... The main reason I'm so bitter about, especially the casting of Emilia Clarke, is because we saw the short list of the actresses they were looking at. Who knows if it was for that role in particular? I assume that it was, to be honest. And the short list was all actresses of color. And so I was really excited about that, especially because Star Wars, all of your leading ladies have looked exactly the same.
Oh my god, yes.
They're all
white, doe-eyed, brown-haired elf women, I guess. And you're like, oh, let's take Emilia Clarke, who's super elf-looking,
and just add her to the bunch.
She's so elf-looking that
that's the reason why I want her to be an alien.
Yes, that's why I want her to be a Twi'lek.
And if she's Han's love interest, people are gonna be like, so Han.
So she's Rey's mom.
And she's Han, and that girl's
yeah. She's been a Solo the whole time, and she was with her. And I'm gonna be like, no.
I just want the Rey's parents' theories to stop until we actually have. This is her mom. This was her dad. End of story. The end. So many people
Dad was Corky. Confirmed by me.
Oh yeah, I forgot Corky was his name, and I thought you were just being like, his dad was a quirky guy. I'm like, okay.
No, Corky.
Dad was just a quirk. Oh, God, I'm tired.
It's hot in here. I want to turn on the air.
Oh, this has been a long enough podcast.
This is what we do for you. We torture ourselves for you. 5 people.
Yeah, 5 people who listen. Speaking of 5 people who listen, make sure you... listen to our podcast on iTunes. It's now on Oh, you just rubbed your makeup.
I know.
Everywhere. You look like Rigby. What do you want from me?
No.
What do you want from me?
Shut up. Mordecai, no.
This is more fun.
Leave me alone.
More fun if you could see what she looks like, but she looks like Adam Lambert.
Run Bring me!
Go subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/Knights of Rant, or go follow us on iTunes, and go leave us a comment. I want to read a comment, and we'll read it on the show.
Yeah, we'll
Oh
read your
God.
comment on the... Don't make fun of me!
How did you do that?
I rubbed at my eyes.
But you weren't even wearing that much makeup.
That's what you thought. I just know how to do makeup.
I've never seen you look like this unless you've been in Damien before. Anyway, subscribe to those things, and we'll be back next week. Thank you for listening. I'm CT.
And I'm Solo.
And we'll see you next time. Bye.